We're back with another episode. Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. My name is Alyssa Fowler.
I'm Monica Fleming. Welcome back, y'all.
And you're listening to The Face Off. Welcome
to another
back.
week. How was your week this past week?
Yeah, it's weeks are weeks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
I'm manifesting better times for myself.
Me too. I've been writing more in my journal. Have
you really?
Yeah, because I'm a writer and I love to write and I love journals and stuff like that. I have so many journals, it's ridiculous. But somebody could probably make a movie out of my life, honestly, of all the journals that I have. They're locked away. Anyway, but
lock and key.
Yeah, definitely. I started writing when I was in the 8th grade. And I've just always stuck with it. But then kind of recently I've gotten a little bit lazier and that's even one of the reasons why I even started this podcast or even had the idea to start a podcast, because I started audio recording myself. And instead of just am I boring you?
No, I'm saying, but I was also yawning.
God, just the disrespect. You'll see her yawning on the video. Jesus. Stop lifting up your shirt. God damn it.
My eyes water profusely.
Ma'am, I have paper towels and napkins and whatnot in the bathroom.
Sorry.
Every time she does this, and I have to edit it and then put it onto me to block out her boobs. Jeez, I'm just gonna let it play on YouTube. I'm just gonna let it play.
Maybe on my OnlyFans.
We'll get
put
more
on my
subscribers.
highlight reel.
Very true.
No, not with these boobs.
What was I saying? What were I talking about? What was
you writing your sad journals?
Oh yes, no, they're not sad journals. They're really great journals. You know what I started doing
diary.
Too? You know what I did the other day that was very therapeutic, very cathartic. I spoke out a letter to my younger self. You ever seen that trend on TikTok where people are talking to their younger selves?
You know who used to do that all the time?
Who?
Did you ever read 17 magazine?
Oh yes, I thought you were talking about the book.
No. No, 17 magazine used to always interview celebrities and they'd be like, write a letter to your 17-year-old self. I loved reading that.
It was very therapeutic. I don't know. I when you see those little clips on TikTok and on social media where people are talking to themselves, and it was just, when I did it, I was like, damn girl, you've been through a lot of shit. Fucking hell. You've been through a lot of shit.
And shit fucking works out. You forget.
It does.
You forget how...
I promise I'm not choking up. I'm not getting choked up. I'm fine. I just almost aspirated. I'm not crying. I did do that on my video though. Yeah. Dude,
when I was in Chicago, I didn't tell you, but we went to the beach. It's called the beach. It's really a lake with sand, but whatever. Anyway, we went there and there was a F ton of people trying not to cuss.
Why?
I don't know. And I was like, what are all these people doing? It was a fucking triathlon.
Oh God.
Triathlon. Top 7 things I'll never do. Top of the list, triathlon.
Those are the people that are training for the Hunger Games.
Not only do I have to run a marathon, I have to swim a swimming marathon and bike a bikey marathon. I'm not doing it. But anyway.
Bike a bikey marathon? Okay, Cameron. Computer speaking. Okay.
Hey, Ma. What's up? Let's slide. All right. Anyway. So these girls, so you run whatever, you have to swim for fucking ever. So anyway, and we will get back to your story. This is all I want to say. This girl jumps out of it's Lake Michigan. I don't know if it's Lake Michigan. Whatever the fuck lake is in Chicago.
Lake Chicago.
Lake Chicago.
It's probably Lake Michigan.
It has to be, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Anyway,
yeah.
They're swimming, whatever. She jumps out and you have to run to do your next event. Mm-hmm. And her fucking friends mind you, this is early in the morning. I might have been hungover. My coffee hadn't kicked in.
Were you in the water? Because your story made it seem like you were in the water, on a boat or something. It's literally
right up next to, it's like a concrete beach. So you're walking and doing all this stuff, and then it's just the lake. And so she hops out of the water. She's running, and her friends are literally running next to her, and they're like, we're so proud of you. You're doing so awesome. You can keep it up. You're doing great. We can't believe you're doing this. And I'm literally sitting there with my friends, and I'm like, oh my God.
Fuck nah, bitch.
Oh God. I see you at the finish line. This is such a hard thing to do, and some people are so supportive, and I can't believe she's doing this anyway. So it is nice to fucking feel good for yourself about your accomplishments and for other people to do it too.
Yes. I mean, even too, I was my best friend and I, we were.
That's my best friend.
She's a real bad bitch. And I'm like, she don't even know that. So she texted me these old pictures, right? Oh my God, I was so skinny. Jesus Lord. I was getting my body back.
Metabolism.
Oh Lord. So she was sending me these pictures from college, undergrad, right? In high school. And I'm just like, when the fuck were we taking all these pictures? This is before social media was even out. Facebook wasn't even a thing.
Whoa.
And when I was going through these pictures and I started seeing pictures of myself, and I'm just like 21, 22 years old. And I'm just like, girl, you were a motherfucking strong ass bitch. You hear me? God damn it.
You hear me? Hey girl.
Shit. Oh my God, the stuff that I endure. I mean, I ain't been through no crazy stuff in life because, you know, I beat your ass. But at the same time, I've been through some stuff, and it was just so, like I said, it was so cathartic. It was so therapeutic to just be able to like look at those pictures and have those pictures and actually talk to myself through those pictures and like, you will make it out of PT school. You will do this. You will grow to accomplish all these things.
Grad school is a deep, dark hole.
And I did that shit twice. Like a fucking dummy.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I was talking to my cousin the other day because he is in grad school. And before he went, I was like, listen.
What is he in grad school for?
He was a petroleum engineer major.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, he's a smart one. Well, all my cousins are smart, and I fucked up. I don't know what I did.
Well, in the apocalypse, we come to his house.
That's true. So he was petroleum engineering, but he's going to grad school for business. And so, you know, because fucking numbers, science, whatever.
Yeah, true.
And before he went, I was like, hey, I want you to know that grad school is a deep, dark hole. And like, if you don't want to do it, if you're not in it, don't fucking do it because it's really rough.
Right.
But then the other day, I was talking to I was unpacking at my house, and I have all these books. And I was thinking about how many books I read in grad school. Yeah. Because I was so depressed that I was like, I just need to escape. And I would escape. I would just read fucking crazy, like, fantasy books or like romance books and shit.
That's you.
That's my brother. He's obsessed with me.
He loves you.
But I was thinking about and I was like, I would not leave my you're just stuck in grad school mode. Yeah, you are. It's just a fucking dark place. You're consuming so much information. You're so stressed all the time. You're exhausted. You're spending so much money. Everyone you're around is either fucking stuck up their own ass or just like not even, you know what I mean? It's a hard fucking time.
Yeah, it is. And even too,
so
like,
if I could do that twice, it's awesome.
I don't know how I did it. Honestly, like, here's the thing. PT school was not difficult, but I'm sorry, it wasn't impossible, but it was hard. It was definitely very hard. And I think it was even harder going to a black school. Really? I'm just saying it. Honestly, I was having this conversation with one of my sister's friend's cousins. I know, mom and dad, this is the brother cousin. Anyway, he and I were talking, and he was talking about how he's in this particular fellowship program for like leadership and to be a CEO and all that good kind of stuff, right? And so him and I were dialoguing, and he graduated from FAMU as well, and I was just telling him that, you know, I feel like people who go to PWIs versus people who go to HBCUs are very different. Our brains work very different. Okay. Like at a PWI, they get on the first day of freshman orientation, they give you this packet that says, hey, you have to build a house in 4 years. Here's your hammer, your screws, all that kind of stuff. This is all the wood you're going to need to get through your 4 years. And you're like, yes, I have a picture. I have a whole roadmap. HBCUs, these motherfuckers be like, good morning. You got however many years to get the fuck up out of here and build this house. All you got is a screwdriver and a hammer. Figure that shit out.
What?
That's literally how it is. And you have to navigate through your life as an HBCU, you know, student, networking, learning how to talk to people. Nothing is handed to you. You have to work your ass off for everything. And I don't think HBCUs designed it that way on purpose, but you know,
that's the black experience.
It's just the black experience. But you love it, and you're more grateful because when you walk into any corporate America office, you have work ethic because you didn't have a roadmap. All you had was a hammer, a couple pieces of wood, and you had to figure that shit out.
Yeah, I did not have that. I had everything.
You had exactly. And that's why even when people say like, oh, when you go to HBCU, like your GPA is so different and you don't get the same level of knowledge. Bitch, we get more knowledge than y'all motherfuckers. We getting real life shit and academia at the same time versus, you know, our other counterparts across the railroad tracks.
You think that comes from being established by a fucking oppressed group of people who are like, we're not going to worry about the little shit because they can figure that out. We'll just worry about the big shit.
Very true. Yes.
It has to be.
Yeah.
Because my school was like, here is this exact printout of exactly how you should take your classes, and you'll be out in 4 years if you do this exact thing. And if not, there's this, and that, and there's resources for this, and that. And here's this, I had a FIG, freshman interest group, and these are your group of 10 people, and you're going to move through college with these 10 people.
No.
Yeah, well, maybe not move through college, but it was like your freshman year, and I was in natural sciences, but I think almost every college you had a FIG. Your freshman interest group, it was assigned to you. Yeah. You met once a week, and it was like 10 people that was like, hey, you're in all of these classes together, even though you might not sit with each other. This is an hour carved aside that you all have together where you can go on go on and do an activity, talk about a class, talk about this, and this. So we all knew someone in a class going through the same shit you could reach out to for notes. You had at least a group of people built in. If you weren't going to make friends, if you weren't going to do anything else, you had an assigned time with these 10 other people. They had to be there and you knew someone.
No.
Yeah, that was...
When I went out to college, luckily for me, I think I had it a little bit easier than other people, just a tad bit. So my sister went to the same... She graduated from FAMU as well.
How much older is she than you?
She's 3 years. So she went in 99, and then I went into FAMU at 2002. And so when she was there, like my sisters and I, because we're so close in age, even in school, we would walk right past each other and act like we didn't know each other because we hated to be associated with each other. And it was always like, oh, you're one of the Fleming girls. You're one of the, and it was just like, fuck off, god damn it. And I was the most rowdy one too.
I am the Fleming girl.
Like I was the rebel, the cusser. I cuss you out, I'll fight, all that kind of stuff. And so when I went out to college, my sister was a junior or a senior at the time. Maybe she was a junior or senior. Anyway, and she was not living on campus. So I was like, okay, well, where is this office? Where is she? Was like, bitch, you gonna have to figure that shit out yourself. And I was like,
no way.
God damn. She was like, it's down there, figure it out. And she was like, I ain't had nobody to hold my hand. You gonna have to learn that shit the hard way. And I'm just
That's so funny.
So what? Just because nobody held your hand, like,
we can't hold mine.
Thank you. Like, what the fuck? And then two, she didn't go up there with any friends that I think it was only her best friend, but then she ended up going to the military. So she was pretty much, she made friends and stuff like that. But I think even for me, like, I still had friends from high school that we all went through the journey together to a degree, but we were not assigned no tipsy-topsy guy through college. Hell no. You had to figure that shit out on your own.
So you have your freshman interest group, but each group has a mentor, like an older student who's like in charge of that group. And we would plan trips to like haunted houses and things like that. I guess UT at the time was getting a lot of feedback that was like, hey, I'm just getting fucking lost in this big ass school and I don't like it.
That's a huge school too.
It's a huge school and people were just like, I'm getting lost. I'm transferring out. I'm not doing all this shit. So they're like, what can we do to mitigate that? And I still talk to people. Like I still have friends on Instagram from that FIG. It was very helpful.
Oh, that's cool.
But I think now, like, I don't know how the fuck I did or like how people would do college. Like, how do you just go and meet people? Like to think that I would, like people that are like, I'm just going to go to the West Coast. I'm just going to go to the East Coast for college. How the fuck do you do that? I wouldn't do it now, but I'm also jaded and stuck in my ways and definitely old. Maybe when you're young, you're like,
because you're looking for the next experience. Like you just want something new. Because I remember even when I went off to college, like before I even went off, I wanted to go to Howard University because to me in my brain, because of the different world, and Hillman to me was like, oh, okay, well Howard must be identical to Hillman. This is who they pattern this show after. And so I always wanted to go to Howard University. And my parents were like, bitch, you better look at all these catalogs in the state of Florida because we're not paying
Howard money.
Exactly. You got McDonald's money? And I was like, no, I ain't got no scholarships, no nothing. And they were like, well, I guess your ass is staying in Florida. And I wanted to go to University of Florida. And my other cousin went there and I was like, fuck, I don't want to go anywhere where my sisters are or like my cousin. Like I don't want to go anywhere where none of these motherfuckers are. I want to be able to have my own identity aside from them.
That's
and
nice.
Then unfortunately I still ended up at FAMU. But it was the greatest decision I have ever made was to go to FAMU.
Unfortunately.
Yes. And me even going to grad school, like PT school was, man, first of all, our director, shouts out to him. He is not a physical therapist. Exactly. He's a neuroanatomist. That already, I'm telling you, FAMU tells you, bitch, you got a couple pieces of plywood, make that shit work. But he was the co-director with one of the other guys who he still ain't called all the shots. So I was like, bitch, we got a neuroanatomist for our fucking director. But anyway, it worked out. And that's probably one of the reasons why I know anatomy so well, because I fucking took this class twice. But yeah, I mean, going through that time, it was just weird. Like the first semester was a blur. You're in all these classes with all these new people and you have no clue who the fuck these people are. And you're just like, you came from what school? What are you, and we're just trying to get out.
And grad school for me, which I'm assuming it was for you too. Like so in high school, I never studied. I just got that shit super fucking easy. In college, I finally got on fucking Vyvanse and realized that like I had to actually work hard and read a book.
I never studied in undergrad.
UT is one of the top fucking universities in the country and they kicked my ass. I graduated with a 2.4.
I graduated with 2.6 and
that's what I'm saying. That shit was fucking hot. Like
I deserved it because I didn't do shit. I literally didn't study.
College was the first time that I was like, oh bitch, I have to read the book, like for real, and I have to take notes. So it was hard. And then my ass decided to go to grad school. I don't know what the fuck, because I like school. I just don't like to fucking sit down and do what I'm told.
No.
But in undergrad, they were like, hey, memorize the shit, figure out how it works. You're gonna have a test on it.
Yeah.
In grad school, they were like, you're gonna read A and B. we might talk about D and E and you're going to be tested on F.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck no. How does this even work? I was like, they didn't talk about this. I didn't read this. But you have to put all this shit together. It was so hard to switch my brain from regurgitating information to connecting dots 3 dots away from what the fuck
and
I was
building
given.
a foundation.
Yeah, that was really hard. They don't teach you how to do that.
No, because even like, and I'm gonna call his name, Dr. Eric J. Turin. Yes, I did put your whole middle name in there. Let me tell you what this man did. Gross anatomy. This man is a neuroanatomist. That's literally what he does. He knows about everything in the fucking body. He was our gross anatomy teacher. Isn't that insane
to you that when you learn about your brain, it's your brain learning about your brain?
Exactly.
That shit would always trip me out.
Exactly.
In
and
neuroanatomy.
So we were in class, and he was like, "Okay, y'all got a test on Friday," and we're like, "Okay, we've been studying for this test." Bitch. Thursday, this motherfucker comes and gives us a 20-page packet just over the goddamn TMJ, and we like. I just put that thing right in my notebook. I was like, nah, bitch. No. I'm coming in here Christmas treeing it anyway. I'm not going to do it. No. Like, you literally you gave us a 20... Sir, you have already pre-made these tests. You've had them for years, okay? You already knew we were going to go over this, so why didn't you just give us the packet in the very beginning? And he was like, oh, it'll be a couple questions on here. No, it won't be, because I'm not going to look at it. And thank God my board exam didn't ask me anything about TMJ. That's what anytime anybody asks me about TMJ, don't ask me that. Mm-mm. I mean, I know it a little bit more now, but
I don't know how your grad school was because it was black. Mine was white, so it was annoying as shit. But it was these fucking type A anal ass people.
Oh, no, we didn't have that.
Okay, so it would be like the people who you'd bring up something and they're like, oh, you haven't done that assignment yet?
I hate people like that.
Oh, you haven't worked on that?
I hate people like that.
And my anxiety was through the roof because I was already like, I'm already struggling.
Yeah.
I'm already not doing well. Like, I don't need that energy.
Right.
And there's so many fucking people like that in grad school who are just like over the top, have to prove that they're more intelligent by doing more and being more prepared.
And fucking up the curve.
And we got the same degree.
Exactly.
And we're making the same amount of money now that we're done. So you did all that bullshit for fucking nothing.
And those are the people who are the overachievers at work. And you're just like,
I'm getting paid the same. We're cashing the same checks, ma'am.
We really are. Like, I don't care what your GPA was. It was only to get more financial aid. Who the fuck cares?
All that to say, if you want to go to grad school, more power to you. But you said more people are applying to HBCUs.
Yes,
right?
they are. Actually, the enrollment for HBCUs has gone up by 15%.
That is crazy.
And actually, the enrollment for PWIs has gone down by 8%.
Do you think it's because more people know about HBCUs now? They're more popular?
No, I feel like everybody. I guess because I'm black.
You are black. But like, I remember when I was in college, I was like, I might want to go to one of those HBCUs, but I had no like information or context or anyone who had gone there.
Yeah.
So, and my mom was like, get real. You're going to go to black school. And I was like, you're right. I probably wouldn't cut
it. It's that 58% coming out.
She knew before I fucking knew.
You would have blended in. But no, I think HBCUs were already known. I think parents started to appreciate their own now that everything has happened, especially with a lot of these different cases that keep coming out. Trayvon Martin, George Floyd, Mike Brown. I think when, Tamir Rice, I think when a lot of these different cases keep coming out, and a lot of these things that keep happening where they're killing, black men and women at alarming rates, I think we start to kind of go into ourselves and are just like, well, what's really the difference between an HBCU versus a PWI? And like, I even heard people on social media, these stupid white kids talking about, well, that's just reverse racism. What if we had just a white university?
You do.
Bitch, you did. And that's why we had to create HBCUs, motherfuckers, because y'all wouldn't let us in, you dumbasses.
I think they have more notoriety now, too. Like, I feel like there was a stigma that, like, if you go to an HBCU, it's lesser, or you don't have the alumni ties outside of that community that you would somewhere else.
See, it was the opposite for me growing up because my aunt graduated from Bethune-Cookman University. Ugh, whatever. We hate them because they're like our arch rivals, but I still love Bethune. No PWIer could talk about Bethune. You can't talk about any HBCU to me. But because my aunt went to Bethune-Cookman University, my uncle graduated from Fort Valley State University, and I had other people in my family that went to, cousins that went to FAMU, or other cousins that went to Bethune, Florida Memorial, so it was such a pride thing, I think, in my black family. And other people's, black families as well, too, because their parents were either Greek or they were in the band or they did all these wonderful things. And you have all these different connections associated with going to HBCU. So I think from like a Caucasian standpoint, they kind of look at it like that. But then in the black households, you like, hell no, my child going to a HBCU. Like I would want my child now to go to an HBCU.
Right.
Except for the financial.
Listen, after Beyonce did fucking Coachella,
yes,
and rocked it I was like, I need to go back to college. Yes. I need to go to HBCU.
And that's what I was gonna say too. I think HBCUs are a little bit more a lot more mainstream now.
Chadwick Boseman,
yes,
Denzel
he went to Howard.
Paid for his shit. Beyonce did her shit. I think they're more. Not that they were never not in pop culture, but they were very specific to a quintessential Black experience.
Absolutely.
And now white people are like, well, what is that?
Yeah.
Well, what does this mean? Well, they have something that we don't, and what are they're talking about this, and we don't know what the fuck it, like, just more people know. Yeah,
because I think even too, like with Drumline being put on the big screen, and for people being able to have a
dude, when they play that fucking song in Drumline at the beginning.
But the thing is, it's like when you've been in the band for so long, and then too, I went out for FAMU. I'm gonna just tell this story. So I went out for FAMU's band, right? The March of 100, the greatest band in the land. Nobody else can do anything better. Here's the thing. Clarinet player, and I have always dreamed.
How could I forget? How could I fucking forget?
I've always dreamed of being in this band, right? Here was the problem. All my friends that came to FAM were like, fuck sports, fuck every extracurricular activity that we've done. We want to live the full college experience. And I was like, well, I told my band director I was going to be in the band. And so I went through pre-drill, I think it was. Pre-drill, which is the week before all the upperclassmen come back. That week was hell. I had never worked out like that in my life. Sure. And it was nothing like Drumline. It was worse. It was fucking worse. And that was before all the family
when they're all throwing up outside.
Oh my God. I almost passed out one day. All I remember is my eyes were closed and I just started swearing. Somebody just grabbed me and was like, bitch, open your eyes. I was like, okay. Damn. She was like, come over here and get some water before you pass out. Well, bitch, y'all shouldn't have us in the sun for fucking 12 hours a day. It was crazy because from the sun up to sundown, we were like either on the field or you were in the band room practicing, but you were not in your dorm room. It was crazy, but it was so much fun. And I still have friends from that experience, but like I only lasted a week, not because I couldn't do it, but because that weekend was freshman weekend at the Moon. And my friends were like, we going to the club. And I was like, fuck that band.
I'm coming along.
And I never looked back. And they were like, Monica, you ain't coming back? Nah, fuck y'all. I'm done. I want to have the full freshman experience. And I don't regret it. That was probably the best decision I could have ever made. I had so much fun my freshman year.
I think it's also way cooler now to be Black. Like, people are finally ready to be like, fuck you, I'm Black. This is what the fuck we're doing. You're going to copy it anyway. Yeah. We're setting the stride. I don't need to go to your white school to fit in. I don't need to go to your white school to get a job or do any of that bullshit. I think everyone's still on the same page. Yeah. White is not right.
Well, even too, a lot of the athletes too, a lot of these like
I didn't even think about sports. Athletes, they probably were all going to PWIs.
They were because honestly, PWIs were the ones that were offering these amazing scholarships.
Well, yeah, you gotta go follow the money.
You really do. The best opportunity to get seen.
And also, if you're gonna get drafted, it's probably from PWI.
Well, yeah, but then the thing is, you can go to these HBCUs and you can be more notarized because you're on an HBCU team and you're really rocking it out. Because even like Deion Sanders, I think he is now the coach at Jackson State University, which is a HBCU. And then also I think what's his name? Is it Terrell Owens or is it Chad Ochocinco? Chad Ochocinco, he wanted to coach at FAMU.
Different people. Are they not the same? No, they're different people.
They're just two tall, skinny Black men.
I swear.
They're both wide receivers though.
See, that's what it was. That for me, it was the wide receiver part. That's what.
But I definitely think that people are embracing themselves a lot more. Yeah. But I think it has a lot to do with too. Unfortunately, it's not a bad thing. Even Gen Z, like even in the news recently, this one teacher, this high school teacher, he basically went on this rant. He claimed that Gen Z specifically, people who were born after 1992.
Which I was born in 94, so I will not.
No, not 92, 94. No, 95. 95.
I'm like one of the last years.
Yeah, you're on the cusp, so I'm still just stick you in that little mode there.
I'm a millennial.
A high school teacher claimed that Gen Z is less educated, more depressed, and without values compared to other generations. Do you think that's true? What are your thoughts?
100%.
Why? Damn it. Sorry.
You said more depressed without that. Okay, here's the thing I will say
less educated, more depressed, and without the same values compared to other generations.
I will say less educated because I think there was a huge push from even my time on for standardized testing and teaching to the test. Yeah. Especially because my mom was in education. So have heard all about it, and my friends are in education, but it's teaching to the test. We have to pass the test. Teaching to the test. We have to pass the test. If you don't understand the test, if you're not doing well on the specific test, that's okay. We'll get you accommodations. You're now in special ed, and you're going to be able to pass this test. They're stupid. Also, teachers are underpaid, super stressed, and don't give a fuck about these dumbass kids who know that they can just be Instagram or YouTube famous, and that's all they're gonna fucking do.
That's very true.
Like, if you told me that I would either have to go through 4 years of college to get a job, or I could do some stupid ass shit on YouTube and make way more money than I'd ever make from that job, I would be busting my ass to do some YouTube shit. Yeah. And they've seen it happen. You see it anywhere. It's fucking, Yeah. I think they're more depressed because they can realize the symptoms of depression, and it has a name and a diagnosis, but social media is fucking people's minds.
It really is. And I do agree with part of this. First of all, I'm a strong believer that this is going to be a very unpopular opinion. Baby boomers have ruined everything.
Where did this ethic or this like mentality that like it is what it is and it is how it is and that's how it's gonna be?
Baby boomers, because they were right after. Oh shit, they were right after the Great Depression.
That's true.
And so they were just you literally, they were born in a state of survival.
That's true.
And so I think I don't hate baby boomers. My mom is a baby boomer. My dad was from the silent generation, but you might as well call him a boomer. He was on the cusp. But anyway, I think because they are literally the surviving generation of like one of the biggest traumas you could ever go through as a country, and their life was just like, you think you got it bad, bitch? We had to eat beans for 2 years, and you're just like, okay, I get it.
Just but because your life isn't. Or my life isn't as bad as yours.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean my life isn't.
You couldn't show emotion. Like baby boomers, they don't show emotion. They don't show affection. Some of them, they're very
people.
Work ethic. Stay on this job for 30 years and then you retire. You don't worry about no damn PTO. You don't take a sick day. And Gen Z is just like, fuck your sick days. Fuck your PTO. I'm out of this bitch.
Oh, I think Gen Z is our first generation that's truly born bred internet. Like I remember, so I still had dial-up internet where like nothing was fun on the internet really. I didn't know how to surf. There wasn't YouTube. I had like computer, like CD-ROM games. Growing up, that was my internet. That was cool. This generation, like heavy Gen Z, is like you've always had YouTube. You've always had Netflix.
You've always had convenience.
You've always had convenience. You've always had social media. You can see what's going on any side of the world. You've always known that you can just search something and it's there. Twitter's always been popping off. Everyone's opinions are always thrown at you. Information is thrown at you. You know what people think of you the moment you say or speak something.
Yeah, that's very true.
It is insane. So on one hand, you are shown that there's multiple ways to live and to act and to do something and to think about something, right? Which we would think is good. It's like there was this whole article I read about basically like having too many choices in terms of social media and dating. Like most people, baby boomers, right? You marry, you date who you were around because that's all you fucking had. So you meet someone next door, you meet someone at your work, and that's all you know, and you don't see anybody else's shit, and so that's your man, and you will stick beside him. Now we're fucking bombarded with people. I can get on my phone and meet 65 people. I can go to a chat room. I can do this and that. I can meet up anywhere, and so we have all these choices, and everyone's thinking like, well, there could be something better out there.
Definitely.
Because you see all these things and everything's curated online, which is also why I think this generation has no morals, because everything's performative. I'm woke, but it's performative. I care about this, but it's performative. I know that I should be knowledgeable about these things and care about these people, and that all these people have been oppressed, so I have to care for this certain group, but I don't really give a fuck. But if I don't, people will judge me.
Exactly. And I think you hit the nail right on the head with regard to this generation being very performative. And it's like, every little, but they not only performative but sensitive at the same time. And I think because we as millennials understood, and Gen X and millennials, I just put us all together, we had a lot more grit, or we have a lot more grit. And I think we still were calling out certain things that the boomers did before, like, why can't you just hug me? Why can't you just say I love you? Why can't I just take a sick day if I'm sick? Like,
why can't people be gay?
Exactly. Why can't people choose their own religion, or not choose spirituality over traditional religion?
Things.
But you would think it's basic, but remember, they're still on survivor mode.
Yeah, that's
true.
It's
just like
I have oxygen and that's good for me.
Right. So I think millennials and Gen X asked all of these questions Gen Z is just like, well, we're gonna pave our own way. We don't really care why y'all did what y'all did.
We're just gonna react to it.
Exactly, and react in a very performative way because we don't really care about it. We just want to stir the pot, but we don't have any real strategy to fix anything.
But Gen Z is also the first generation that has this amount of power just via numbers on social media.
Yes.
Anything you say, I can react negatively to. There are 100 other people who may feel the same way. We've now got a group and we can cancel you.
Yeah.
And that's power.
Yeah.
That's like, you remember like cyberbullying and shit? Not that it doesn't exist anymore, but when it was hot, you would be like, fuck, dude, like these 30 people that kind of know me are bullying me, or that's all it fucking is. There's power behind numbers, and these people with so much of your life being lived online, I think people search for community, whether it be negative or positive. And now you have these older people saying things that they think are not problematic at all, and they may not be problematic
in their time,
but to this specific group of people in this time, it is problematic.
And that's why I think the millennials and Gen X are very much so caught in the middle, because we're, on the one hand, we're very old school. We're with the baby boomers and we understand exactly where they come from. But like I said, we still have questions about certain things, but we're not sensitive. We want to ask questions to find out, well, why did we do it like that? Like even like this one story that's always told about the lady who made the meatloaf, and she would put the meatloaf in the pan, but she would cut off the end of the meatloaf, and she never really understood why she did that. And then her daughter asked and was like, well, grandma, why do y'all always cut the meatloaf? And she's like, bitch, because the pan was too small. That's Gen Z. So the boomer is the one that's cutting it off. The millennial keeps carrying it on, and then Gen Z asks why.
The fuck we doing that?
Why are we doing that? Let's just change it. And so it's like, you know,
the millennial or the Gen Z ask and then post it online and then looks at everybody's fucking comment about it, and then it starts to fucking.
But I do feel like Gen Z is very like extremely sensitive, like and maybe the sensitivity
because everyone's
is not,
given a voice,
right? Exactly, and everybody feels entitled that their voice matters. And I'm not saying that your voice doesn't matter, but in certain, like for example, different terms that we use for like mental delay versus the R word, right?
I think we can all agree,
right?
We're done saying the R word.
Well, but the thing is, a lot of people are not, and I think too, you have to even look at it from a racial standpoint.
Older people are not.
Yes, a lot of boomers, because that's what the term was. It was, you know, RETAR.
It would be
blah,
like
blah, blah.
if in 10 years fuckboy meant something crazy, and I'd be like, fuckboy, and I'd be like, I'm not gonna stop saying that just because y'all decided it means something different.
Even just like something as simple as Siamese twins versus conjoined twins. Yeah, like. I still sometimes say, oh, you mean Siamese twin? Yeah, I'm a medical professional, but it's
which is
ingrained.
So weird, because like when I hear Oriental in terms of a person, I immediately like, not appropriate.
See, I didn't find that offensive, but I'm not Asian either.
It's true. So immediately in my ears, I'm like, we're not doing that. But like, when did that become not okay? Not saying that it was ever. You know what I mean? Because if you start doing that, you're like, well, what was ever? You're
gonna overanalyze everything.
Was the hard R ever okay? But people were saying it, or was this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no right answer for anything, but we're fucking oversensitized right now.
And I do think because Gen Z is oversensitized, I think this is why Gen Z is so freaking depressed, because they don't have a filter, they don't have a buffer. Whereas when I grew up, I didn't have the internet. You were outside with the commute with your kids on the block or whatever, and one parent was out there. I mean, they were old kids. You know, you grew up with your neighbors, and people used to keep their house. I mean, we didn't do this in Fort Lauderdale because, you know, you get robbed. But, you know, people in the country used to keep their doors unlocked and stuff. And so I think because we grew up like that, and we grew up with a sense of community, everything is so isolated now. Even though you're bombarded with all this information on social media, you're still operating in a silo. Yeah. And it's like nobody's communicating, but people are communicating too much, if that makes sense. And it's like the more you keep feeling all this stuff and seeing all this stuff, and it's just like you're comparing yourself to other people and body image and all this stuff, and you should be further on in your life. And then Gen Z is just like, you know what? Fuck
everything. I'm gonna pierce
my
nose.
I don't want kids. This is why the white community is going down, because these damn Gen Z ain't having no kids.
They're just like, you tried to do everything perfectly in your life, and you're miserable as shit.
Yes.
So you know what I'm gonna do? Everything the fuck I want. Yeah. And we're gonna see how that turns out.
Yeah. But then they don't have no work ethic though. Gen Z just don't have.
Y'all, when I tell you every day, I think about how much PTO I have and what days I can take off.
Yo, I remember a day where, like, my first of all, I've been working since I was 19 years old. Wow. Because I'm not daddy's girl, but my dad had a bunch of daughters, so we didn't have to work as much. Anyway, so when I first got my job at 19, I was like, oh, okay, this is awesome. This is amazing, right? And because I saw my mom never take a day off, like when she retired, she had a shit ton of PTO that she was like, well, I guess I can take a month off even though I ain't gonna retire for another 2 months or whatever. But she had so much time that she never even took off. My dad too, he never took off work. They went to work sick all the time. So I'm like, I see them doing that. I'm gonna do the same thing. My very first time ever taking like multiple weeks off, like 2 weeks off, a 2-week vacation for real, was in 2019 when we took my mom to Paris. And only because I was flying so much, that's the only reason why I took off so much time. And I had a bunch of PTO, but I was like, what are they going to think I took off? Like, what the fuck? And now I'm just like, fuck that job.
Do you know that I had like my first maybe like 6 months of working, I was like, I'll never take time. I'm not going to take it. Bitch, after that, I was like, when as soon as I get 8 hours of PTO, I have spent 8 hours PTO.
Girl, I'm always in a deficit.
As soon as it hits the bank, it's fucking gone. Yep. Because it's people your age and things I've seen on the internet. They're like, honey, take the PTO.
Take it.
This company owes you nothing.
And that's why I say the boomers messed us up, because they made us feel like if we took a day off, we were going to miss out on something. Oh, the boss man going to make you feel like, he going to think you ain't really dedicated to the job.
Coming by a job and a good job in that time was very hard. So it's like, do what you can to keep it. At this point in my life where I am, I'm like, jobs can come and go.
It's very true. And especially now where Gen Z is just like, we're not taking this shit.
And I'm like, and worst comes to worst, I'm gonna hop on the internet, do some crazy shit, and I'll make some money that way.
Could be.
I'll hop in an Uber, make some money that way.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many ways to make money that aren't a typical 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That it's being funneled to me, which is also detrimental, because I'm like, why do I have to work hard at anything?
There's
because I can just stop as soon as I want and make money however I want.
Gen Z has no structure. There's
it's like a kid that's been told forever they can do what they want and they're so special and the world is their fucking oyster.
Yep.
And then they go out to do something and everyone's like, we have this very corporate structure and you need to fit into it. And they're like, no, I can do what I want.
Yeah. We're like millennials, Gen X. We're like the older sibling. We're just like, this wild ass motherfucker. You know what? Touch the goddamn stove. You're gonna realize it's hot. We ain't gonna tell you shit.
And that's why I feel stuck in the middle a lot of times, because I'm like, am I Gen Z? Fuck no. I don't think that I fit into there, but I'm not millennial at all. So.
You're not. You're definitely Gen Z.
Just
accept it. It's okay. You were
I'm
born
not Gen Z all the way. Like I do fuck with Billie Eilish, but not as much as I would if I was truly Gen Z.
The only reason why I know Billie Eilish is because she was on, what's the thing called? Ellen DeGeneres Show. That's it.
Oh, that's how I know you're
couldn't
old.
tell you a single song.
Really?
Couldn't tell you a single song.
She's got some good ones. I don't know. I just feel like I'm fucking stuck in the middle.
You definitely are. I think because your mom what is your mom? Is she Gen Z? I mean, Gen X?
She's good. She was born in 73.
She's a Gen X then.
Gen X.
Yeah. So I think because again, you got your mom in the middle where
they're a softer generation too.
Yes,
they were
definitely.
Like, our parents fucked us up and we realized that
we're fine.
Yeah, we're fine over here, but we realize you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, and then Gen Z is like, I need therapy now. And then millennials are just like, stop your fucking whining, bitch.
Do you remember, there was some song that came out. It was like a Lil Xan or an XXX whatever rapper. Fucking someone sings about being depressed all the time and all the shit. And I was like, this is what kids are listening to now.
That's why they're becoming so
about
depressed.
Being depressed. Like, finally,
it's crazy.
In mainstream media, people are like, we're fucking depressed. We're fucking anxious. And we're all on medicine for it. And they're like, maybe I'm depressed and anxious. Like, it's kind of like, what is it called? Oh, God. Words fucking hurt my head. Whatever. When someone's like, oh, I'm itchy, and you're like, oh, maybe I'm itchy too. Or when
like a hypochondriac?
Yeah. Or the power of suggestion.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. It's hot out here. Are you hot? Have you been hot? Oh my God, are you guys hot? I am kind of hot. Yeah. Like, I'm depressed. I'm anxious. Are you guys depressed and anxious? I'm always depressed and anxious. That kind of fucking shit. And now that there's a power in names and everyone has, and like, listen, if you're depressed and anxious, you should be able to feel empowered to say like, I'm depressed and anxious. But I feel like it's shoved down our fucking throats. Like,
Well, I think too, because the boomers weren't allowed to be depressed.
That's true.
Like, what the fuck is depression? What? You need to be in a white jacket in somebody's room. Go to God. God, I'll fix everything. Yes, pray about it and suck it the fuck up. Be depressed and still go to work. God damn it. And then Gen Z is like, no. And the millennials, we so fucked up. We just like, bitch, we don't. Should we go to therapy?
Gen Z is we are taking mental health days. God damn it.
Exactly. And the millennials, we just like, it's like a tug of war. Gen Z's like, come on, millennials. And baby boomers just like, suck it the fuck up.
Yeah.
And we're just like, we don't know which way to go. Like, what should we do?
It's
and then when we
hard.
finally go, we're just like, you know what? This feels good. But still, go to therapy and shut the fuck up and stop whining.
That's literally what it is. It's like you got these boomers on one side that are like dissociating from their bodies completely, just fucking hauling ass down the road to do their shit, pay their house off, and get the fuck on.
To glory.
These Gen Zers who like refuse to show up to work because their boss told them they weren't doing a good job of being productive, and they're like, I have mental health issues now.
I need a mental health day.
Exactly. And it's like, can I just fucking be in, like, I don't know.
Yeah. People are just like, my parents ruined my life. And we're just like, who cares? Like, you had a roof over your head. You had fucking food. Truly. Shut the fuck up. And then you're just like, well, yeah, I guess my parents did kind of mess me up a little bit.
You've got some good points there.
But I think too, even with Gen Z, and I think that's why people, like the older people, hate the younger people so much, is because we cannot bridge that gap. And it's like the boomers, I think for Generation Z and the millennials, we have to realize that our parents went through a lot of shit. Yeah. I mean, segregation, integration, that wasn't so far off. Then you had all these hippie kids that came out. They're dealing with a whole ass war, after effects of it, still trying to be, not considered 3/5 human. And then they're trying to prepare their kids. So it's just certain things that we're going to learn and that they're going to instill into us that appears toxic now, because like you said, we have more choices. We have more things that are out there and available to us, and people are having more conversations amongst themselves. But then the generations got to come together, because I'm like, my grandmother was born, my mom's mom is still alive, she's 97 years old, born in 1924. You think she around here complaining, talking about she depressed? Fuck no. She go to God and pray and call it a day. Okay. Then my mom is in her early 70s. So she's just like, give it to God, baby. Give it to God.
I think it's also all of the people now dealing with shit. Like, why did we enslave people? Why have we oppressed black people for so long? Why are the gays hated? All of the shit that now people are like, well, let's talk about it and addressing it. It's fucking depressing.
Well, that's just the way it was. That's just the way it was. That's what we did back in the day. And ain't nobody say nothing about it.
When you do that and close yourself off, it's very easy to keep the fucking going. And then you have these people here that are like, no, the shit's broken. Everything's broken. But when you start doing that, it's very easy to start dissecting everything.
Yeah, definitely.
And you can't do that because that's not the fucking way the world works.
Yeah, definitely. I still think to this day, Gen Z, y'all complain too much. Shut the fuck up.
The issue, I think this all started in the 80s when that motherfucker's son got kidnapped and everyone started shutting their doors and closing their shit down. Adam Walsh.
Walsh. Who's John Walsh? What the
no
fuck?
idea.
Is that the boy's name?
No.
What was the dad's name?
I think Adam was the boy. John might have been the dad.
John Walsh was the dad. Yeah. Okay.
When he got kidnapped and everyone started fucking freaking the fuck out and everyone started closing their doors and shutting their shit down, and we've just been spiraling since there, even though statistically you're more likely to get kidnapped by someone you know, but whatever.
This is why, eat that cake, you're less kidnappable. That's all I'm saying. Eat the cake.
Truly.
Just
all that to say, I'm not a part of Gen Z.
You definitely are Gen Z.
No.
You absolutely are. Like, I mean, there are some old souls in Gen Z.
You
but
wouldn't
for the
have
most
TikTok
part,
without Gen Z.
We wouldn't have social media without Gen Z. Well, I mean, actually, we would have social media because the millennials did that. But yeah, TikTok is a whole nother beast in itself. Like, even just some of the stuff that's on there, I'm just like, oh, y'all need a filter. Thank God for these community guidelines. Y'all do too much. Like, everything has to be clickbait and everything has to be just something. Oh, let me go, bash my head into a fucking window to get some fucking likes.
But
and
that's
I'm like
the
you
utmost,
need such validation.
That's the utmost form of validation.
But see, this is why the boomer, I keep telling you, go back to the boomers. The boomers have ruined everything. Y'all motherfuckers ain't validate y'all kids.
That's all you give them a hug. Who started participation trophies was your generation.
Yeah, it was definitely millennials.
That's y'all.
Absolutely.
And that's the reason we're in this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Because your parents told you ain't shit. You did it. Good job.
Like, but why not?
Exactly.
I showed up.
When my kids do it, they're going to feel good just for showing up.
Because millennials, like, again, boomers, they had to survive. And so we were just like, you know what? Our parents were so hard on us. We're going to give our kids a better life. And look at they spoiled
what the
asses.
fuck happened.
Fucking hell.
I'm spoiled as shit. I will say it.
I don't think I was spoiled. I think I had it. My parents reared me well. I think that, yes, they reared me because I'm, old school. I think my dad, to a degree, gave us more than probably he would have. I think just because we were girls. So he was just like, listen, there are certain things that I have to teach y'all, certain things that you're not going to do. Like, my dad didn't teach us how to, change a tire. He was like, your hand's not going to be getting dirty. What are you talking about? Even when he used to cut the grass, like me being a homeowner and my other sister being a homeowner. Well, all of us are homeowners anyway, but cutting our own grass. My dad didn't teach us that. And my dad had the best grass on the block. And why didn't you teach us how to cut grass? That's what your husband's supposed to do. Okay, but I'm not married yet, so then who's gonna cut it? Like, you know, obviously I have a lawn guy now, but I still can get out there and cut my grass if I need to, because I cut my grass for the first 3 years of my house.
I cannot.
But I mean, refuse. I like it and like to do it more in the wintertime. But still, I think because again, my dad was from the silent generation, so there were certain things that women just did not do, and he modeled that in our home growing up. My dad paid all the bills. On the first of the month, my dad would sit at the dining room table, and my mom would literally give him his dinner first. Everybody shut the fuck up in the house on the first. Shut the fuck up. My daddy's doing bills. We would not say nothing to that man on that day. Daddy, you need a napkin? You need some warm water? You need it. And it was just known in our house when he sat down and he was, you know, he did it by hand, doing all these bills. Shut the fuck up. Our house was quiet on the first. It was quiet. That's so funny. And then every other, you know, day it was perfectly fine. But that was just certain things that he believed that instilled in me. And I think that's why I'm so traditional too, to a degree, because of the things that his generation went through, being the silent generation. And then my mom was just like, just don't take no time off. I mean, if you're sick and dying, just go to work. No.
That's fucking hilarious.
It's horrible,
because
isn't it?
My mom is literally the like, when I was in college, it was raining so hard there was a flood in West Campus, and I was like, my mom called to be like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I don't know what you want me to tell you, but like, just like my PTO, you have one skip of this class." I'd already used it. I was like, "Mom, I gotta go to class. I'm gonna fail the class if I don't go." And she called the fucking dean of admissions.
Are you serious?
She called everything she could.
That's because your mom's white.
It is. She was like, my daughter is being forced to go to class in the middle of a flood. The buses are flooding. The streets are flooding. And you want her to go to class. And I was like,
fucking privilege, man.
Thanks, Mom. Still fucking had to take the test, but
my
it's
God.
fine. But that's my mom is like, that's my girl, and I'm gonna stick beside her.
I failed a psychology class because I got stuck at the mouth with one of my professors. He thought I was talking, which I was, but I was like, you know how professors are just talking really, really fast and you're like, you can't hear or whatever. So my friend was like, hey, what did he say? So I was repeating back. He was like, oh, young lady in the green jacket. And I was like, bruh, continue with your shit. Like, fuck you. And them people were like, of course I was a freshman, stupid, right? And that motherfucker failed me. He failed the shit out of my ass. I still remember his name. Dr. Hamilton. Fuck you, dude. Got 4 degrees on your ass, bitch. But anyway, he failed the shit out of me in psychology class. And I was like, God damn, maybe I shouldn't have did that. But yeah, I don't know where I was going with that story. But anyway.
That was a good story. Yeah, no, my mom will do some wild shit just to be like, I backed my baby.
Yeah, no, my mom was like, you got to figure it out.
When my mom had me, when she got pregnant, my Nana to her was like, I raised my kids. So this on you. And I think it just did a number on her emotionally. Yeah. So she was like, I will never.
Yeah.
So now I'm just a fucking.
Because even with my nephew though, like, I mean, I don't have kids yet, and I do desire to have kids. And my nephew, he's so cute.
So cute.
I cannot discipline him. Like I can yell all day. Lick.
But at the end of the day,
get your way. You better doggone it. And he'd be, Auntie Monica, I'd be like, oh, what do you want? Here's your credit card. Here you go. You know, I can't discipline him. So I absolutely spoil my nephew. And I do it more so to piss my sister off. So perfectly fine. Yeah. The more I can piss her off, and like even when he was younger, I used to buy him stuff that made a lot of fucking noise just because.
It makes me wonder how the kids of our generation will be. I say our because
horrible if they haven't destroyed the world already.
I'm wondering
because the boomers are destroying the world. They don't believe in climate change.
They don't. I'm wondering if we'll be like, I understand and validate your emotions, but you're not allowed to deal with them in this way. So figure that out. Thank you. You're ruining my fun. I think I'm allowed as an individual person to have my own fun, and you're ruining it. So
I think still because we have cultural differences, it's still gonna be like, get your ass in there because I said this shit. Okay, God damn it, we don't do no time out in this house. I'm gonna take a time out and whoop your ass. So yeah, I think culturally it's still gonna be. I don't think we're gonna be as strict. I don't, but I do believe in, well, we ain't gonna even talk about that. Anyway, that's a whole nother topic because people, oh my God, you shouldn't beat your kids. Fuck you. Beat them kids.
Oh, I'm only the way I am because my mom whooped my ass.
I used to get a lot of
She just put soap in my mouth. She used to fucking spank the shit out of me. I was a horrible kid.
Yeah, I deserved to get my ass beat. I was horrible.
I had a slick mouth.
I did too.
I had a slick mouth. My brother was just, he had ADHD worse than I did. He was a boy. He was all over the place. So he was just like, wouldn't mind. He couldn't.
Yeah.
But I had a slick fucking mouth.
Yeah, me too. I was horrible. And I used to, because I grew up in such a strict, like, religious household, like Christian household. Like I didn't even wear pants until I was in college. I didn't get my ears pierced until I was in college. So you knew I was gonna try to go buck wild. I didn't go too wild because I was just like, okay, I still got home training, bitch. I can't ignore the home training. But I was my mouth is just as reckless as it was. I mean,
I just thought I was grown. I always thought I was grown.
Yeah, I did too. Listen, I would slit your jugular just with my words. I still do that now. That's why my mouth is so ruthless now.
Yeah. So I'm from the South. They spank down here. That's all I have to say about that.
I'm from Florida. They whoop your ass down there. We don't spank, bitch. You get your ass whooped.
All my mom had to say to me when I was little is, do we need to go to the bathroom? Nope.
Bathroom? Your mother gave you the luxury of choosing where she beat your ass?
She wasn't about to lose her fucking face in the middle of a restaurant.
At the time I was born, you didn't go to jail for beating your kids in public. Wherever you fuck up at is where you're gonna get fucked up at.
At the time I was born was when it was real popular for Walmart cameras to be like, and this woman last night was beating her child in a Walmart parking lot.
CPS come at your door, ma'am.
So my mom was like, your ass going to the bathroom right the fuck now, and we're gonna talk about it.
God. Yeah, my mom used to just give us a look and she'd be, I'm not gonna tell you again. I'm telling you once. Get your behind over here. I used to try. Oh my God, I used to try my mom so much. Oh Jesus. But anyway, yeah. So
that's so funny.
But yeah, it's the wonderful. I think that's why we do so well on this podcast together, because we are from two different generations, but we still collide at the same time. So, but that's a beautiful thing. Anyway, off that note of Gen Z versus whatever, I'll tell you what has brought us all together, and not in a good way. The crate challenge.
When I tell you, as a therapist especially, my anxiety level when I watch that shit
through the roof.
All I'm thinking is like, core. I hope you're squeezing your core, because that's all you have to fucking. You need a small center of gravity for the tallest one.
Yeah.
And only if you crunch and get your core tight are you gonna do it. But falling is not a natural feeling. No. The older I get, I fell last November when I fucked up my knee. I fell at Thanksgiving drunk.
Oh yeah.
The feeling of falling, the older you get, is worse and worse and worse.
It ain't right. It's not even the injuries for me. It's the fact that we ain't got no beds.
Also,
in the hospital.
Where the fuck are they getting these crates from?
For real. I haven't
seen that many milk crates ever.
The only time you see milk crates is when somebody's at a raggedy ass gas station and old geezers are just sitting outside, or at the laundromat or something like that.
Something wild.
I'm just like, Walmart out here selling milk crates like that, and I'm just like, you got Gen Z that's out there doing it, millennials, Gen X, the goddamn baby boomers.
People
and I'm like,
doing
boomers.
it in heels.
I'm like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Do you want to die? Y'all about to
Did you see that meme?
So rich.
That meme that was like, this is how you got to get on the Spirit planes now, and it was a fucking great challenge.
Listen, Spirit is horrible, allegedly.
Dude, anyway. It's the getting down for me. Like, I think I could get up, but once I get to that tallest one, I'm stuck.
But I believe it's stuck.
Then it's stuck.
But no, them bitches coming down hard. I honestly believe that Gen Z created this challenge to wipe out the baby boomers.
This is very reminiscent of the cinnamon challenge, the condom challenge, all those dumb shit challenges that were going around. Everyone was doing them and they were fucking stupid.
It's just, listen, we just told y'all the hospitals ain't got no beds.
They do, truly. They
don't have no beds.
They're literally turning beds that aren't supposed to be beds into beds.
Exactly. So stop being stupid, please. Good
or
God
be like
almighty.
The girl I saw that was doing the crate challenge with a fucking inflatable mattress right next to it. She knew the assignment. If
you have to put an inflatable mattress, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
Pops.
Yeah, that's, oh my God. People are so stupid. Please stop doing that. Stop climbing up crates. You're going to die. Ugh. Anyway, last couple things that we're going to talk about. Nabisco. You know what? Hold on. Let me see how many different things Nabisco has.
1 billion. They have Oreos. They have Ritz crackers. They have, is it Teddy Grahams? Is Teddy Grahams Nabisco?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I know my fucking Nabisco, snacks, people.
So if you didn't know, Nabisco Workers, Nabisco, the people who make Oreos, their workers are on strike. And the reason why they're on strike is because they're claiming or alleging that their work conditions are very horrible, and so they have, I'm fearful that we're not going to get our Oreos. That's the thing. And they're actually on strike over 5 states, and
cheese. Here's my question for you.
Ritz crackers is Nabisco? I didn't know that.
That's what I said.
Shit.
Cheese nips or Cheez-Its? What are you?
Just Ritz crack. Say it again.
Cheese nips or Cheez-Its? Where do you stand?
Peanut butter or the cheese?
Those are Ritz, but we'll let that go.
Cheese. Say it again.
Cheez-Its or cheese nips.
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its. Cheese nips are trash.
Yeah, they're trash.
Cheese nips or Nabisco, and those can go. Yeah, we're done with that.
Definitely. So yeah, they're still on strike. They're still on fucking strike.
For work
It's
conditions?
Apparently in Chicago, Portland, Richmond, Virginia, Colorado, and there's one other place. Yeah, they're still on strike for the working conditions.
So I should buy up my Oreos now, huh?
You better go get them.
We don't fuck with unions down here.
Oh, because it's Texas. You're in your own country.
Yeah. We say, oh, you want rights?
My body, my rights. I'm going to make that into a soundbite. My body, my rights.
I can't believe that.
What's been going on with OnlyFans? We talked about it
remember
before,
that time that OnlyFans was like, oh, you want to make money off your body? We want investors. They fucking walked that shit right back.
Yeah.
The internet, man. It's the internet. Cancel culture, the internet. Gen Z got sex workers their rights back on OnlyFans. So
that's crazy.
Props to them.
That's insane. Well, last thing we want to talk about. So, okay, off the backs of unions and all that kind of stuff. Prison. Dylan Roof.
Prison talk?
No, not prison. Well, I guess kind of technically. So you remember Dylan Roof, who was the piece of shit guy who killed 9 churchgoers in South Carolina?
Yes,
a couple years ago.
I recall.
Yes, the Charleston 9.
The scary looking boy.
Yes, who they took to Burger King after he killed all those black people. Fucking piece of shit. Anyway, so I guess his lawyers tried to appeal the death sentence or the death penalty for him.
Penalty.
I was trying to talk more proper than what I wanted to at the time. Anyway, so the courts actually upheld it, and he will be facing the death penalty. What are your thoughts on capital punishment? Do you agree with capital punishment or no?
Here's my thing.
As a Gen Zer,
I'm from Texas.
Ooh.
I am no stranger to the death penalty.
Don't you also do electric chair here?
We do a lot of fucked up shit here.
Ooh, Jesus.
We say you take eye for an eye.
I do.
All up in Texas. Would I personally like to be the one making that decision? Absolutely not. Do I think that I could personally say, yes, take this man's life? Absolutely not.
Do you think it should be stipulations depending on the crime that you commit?
I just know that there are some crimes that are fucking unforgivable.
Like what? Give me one.
Fucking trying me on a Thursday.
I hate you. I fucking hate you.
Like murder and rape and pedophilia, right? Like there's shit that I know that even if you are not in the right state of mind, it doesn't justify the mental, physical harm you can do to someone else, right? And their family.
Yeah. And the detriment that it
I also don't know that it's well within my rights to call whether or not someone else should lose their life.
Yeah. I used to be for the death penalty, and I'm like, kill them all, because I'm from Florida anyway. But I just feel like when it should be stipulations to it. But I feel like if you kill someone's family member, that family member should have the right to take 30 minutes to do with you what they will, and if you die, you die. I think you should always be able to have revenge in certain situations. I think
some people do crazy shit knowing that they could die doing it or they'll get the death penalty. So they want to die. I feel like it's a swift punishment, and I feel like they should live the rest of their life with what the fuck they've done.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm for or against the death penalty. I just know that personally, I would not like to make that decision for someone else.
No, like, I would not want to be the person that's administering the drugs to kill them. That's traumatizing.
Or even like if I'm on a jury of people, that shit doesn't sit well with me. So I guess that means I'm against the death penalty, right? That shit doesn't sit well with me. I don't know. I also have never had I've never been in a situation close and personally where I haven't had a family member who's been hurt by someone who's up for the death penalty. I've never been related. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's a very different situation. Mm-hmm. So that's my Gen Z opinion. I guess I'm against it, but I also don't have strong feelings.
You don't have finite feelings.
I don't have finite feelings for or against it.
You can't even get a tattoo. You're like, I don't know what my tattoo's gonna be. I don't know if you should kill him today. He might be sorry tomorrow.
That's what I'm fucking saying. You're telling me that I have to decide whether this motherfucker lives or dies. What if he finds Jesus in jail next week and that would have saved his fucking soul?
He gonna meet Jesus real soon too.
I think that's what it is for me. I refuse to make a fucking decision to save my life, and the idea that something we can make a decision today that ends someone's life.
Yeah.
I'm just like, geez, that's a lot to fucking put on somebody.
Some people would find it very easy.
So I guess I personally am against the death penalty for me.
Yeah.
But much like abortion, I'm not going to put that on anyone else. Yeah. That's their right.
I just feel like whoever the person that you did whatever crime to be on death row, the family members of that person or that person, those people should be able to have revenge on you before you leave this earth. I just believe that.
Yeah. That's fucking sticky, dude.
Not for Texas.
Not for no, yeah.
Or for Florida either.
I have very firm belief that my state will fucking execute you like no one's business.
Does Texas still do the electric chair?
I know. I think we do lethal injection. Do we still, or do we do?
Maybe that's Mississippi.
Do we just line them up and fucking got?
No, I don't think they would let you do that.
Hey Siri, does Texas still use the electric chair?
Probably.
That's some fucking Green Mile shit.
Okay, I found this on the web for does Texas still use the electric chair? Check it out.
The electric
It's probably
chair,
Mississippi.
Oh my god. Hold on. This was an article written in 2019. While lethal injection remains the primary method of execution for the federal government, the states where the death penalty remains active, there are alternate methods that have been used within the last decade or so.
That means yes.
Can you request how you die? So lethal injection is the primary means in Texas. The electric chair is an alternative means in Alabama. Please listen to these states.
All the South. I already know.
Please. Okay, ready? So the electric chair is an alternative method of execution in 9 states: Alabama, Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, Mississippi, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Virginia. The gas chamber is an alternative method of execution in Alabama. Alabama said, we'll fucking just kill you. However you want to go, you're fucking going.
I bet you Mississippi on there too for that.
Alabama, Arizona, California, which is surprising. Wow. Mississippi, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Wyoming. Hanging is allowed as an alternative method of execution in New Hampshire and Washington.
What the fuck?
Firing squad in Mississippi, Oklahoma, and Utah.
Shit. I'm moving to New York. God damn. I'm moving to Canada.
Texas is crazy, but we will only use lethal injection.
Mississippi and Alabama are crazy. God.
Yeah, do not fuck up. Do not fuck up in Mississippi.
Or Alabama either.
Get your ass hanged in Washington.
Damn. Yeah. Gee whiz. My Lord God from Zion.
And you know what? It probably was Green Mile. Did you watch Green Mile?
I love that movie.
See, I just know that sometimes.
Michael Duncan. Oh, God, I love
Here's
him.
my thing. I listen to a lot of true crime.
Yeah.
I love Green Mile. I know that even when shit looks one way, there's like a very small sliver of chance that it could be another way. And I just don't think I should fucking bet someone's life on that fucking, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think too sometimes maybe you have to look at, because like even for you remember Tukey Williams? He was the Crip that got the death penalty a few years ago. Or some years ago, but he had reformed and like changed his life, and he was working with other gang, related affiliations to try to change people's minds and blah blah blah. But he had already done his dirt, right? But he was clearly a very reformer. He was even nominated for like a Nobel Peace Prize or some shit. Anyway, but I think too you have to a certain degree, I think it's normal to look at the way people grew up and that led them to this life of whatever, and it's like some people they come from a really hard life and they never stood a chance at any real level of progression as a productive citizen of society. And I think, sometimes a lot of times your environment creates you to who you are, and you literally
don't have a choice in that.
You don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. Like, I mean, even I listened to, because I'm obsessed with her, Miss Pat. Right, from the Pat Down, and comedian Miss Pat. Anyway, I had already bought her book and read the book front to back in 2 days, right? And I was like, wow, I still got it. I still can read a book really fast. Anyway, then I went and purchased the audio book because she says it in her voice, which is hilarious because you can tell she's trying to concentrate on saying the words right. But anyway, but when I listen to it and you can hear the emotion behind her reading it, and I'm like, this lady had every reason to sell fucking crack. Her mother didn't give a shit about her. This girl was 12 years old and pregnant, or had a baby at 13.
That's why I'm like, it's the system that needs to be reformed. Like, these little fucking petty crimes, we do not need to throw your ass in jail, right?
No.
The only people who need to be in jail are these big crimes where it's like, listen, what you did was egregious and fucked up, and you cannot operate in society with normal people.
Right.
But you gotta live the fucking here. Yeah. And we're just gonna keep you in here because
you gotta live the fucking
there's people don't just wake up. I won't say people. I will say
some people just don't wake up. A
large majority of people don't just wake up and do some fucking crazy shit.
No, they don't.
It has been years of things trauma and things that are fucking nurtured in them, or the way they've grown up, their environment, like psychological, genetic things they don't have any control over, that take root and cause them to do awful things. I don't think that people, that's not obviously certain. Like, you have to have some sense of right and wrong, and know what you're doing is wrong. But
And then the boomers are like, you ain't see me blow up no church. I've been going through this shit all my life and I ain't did it.
True.
Look at your fucking kids. Like,
True.
You are crazy. You created this monster now because you didn't address your own bullshit. But
the more stories I listened to and watched where it was like, they had this and this evidence and then wasn't that, but we're gonna send his ass to fucking jail or we're gonna kill him, and I just like, I don't want to live with that shit. Then
when they kill the wrong people,
when they kill the wrong people, or you put these people, like, I don't know, at least if you're living in jail there's a chance for your shit to be corrected and you'll still be fucked up but you can get out. I don't know how people deal with the fact that like I raised my hand when they said death penalty for a yes and your ass ends up being innocent later. Like, I know.
Yeah.
Also, that's not your fucking... A lot of times, it's not your fucking fault. Sometimes. I mean, some people are fucking crazy. Even with listen, and I am by no means...
Pedophilia is a different situation. It is a different
situation, but a lot of those people were abused themselves, right, for a long time. So
some of them were abused, but some of them have mental health issues that were not addressed when they first exhibited the signs of something being wrong.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, you're telling me that this person is more at fault than the people around them who saw these things and didn't say anything, who saw these things and let them happen, who did these things to them.
Yeah. I think it's the continued behavior, though. It's like, for pedophilia, you do it once. Maybe you can be forgiven to a degree if you take the steps to get counseling and therapy or get on medication, depending on what's going on with you and whatever your issue is. But it is the continued behavior that doesn't get addressed, and you're just like, oh, okay, well, I have no consequence, so I'm going to keep doing it. And so I think that's the one of the biggest problems.
I'm also the girl who like loves the freaking psychopath in every movie. I'm like, well, he's a good person.
Well, yeah, you keep inviting your fucking Uber drivers out for drinks, so clearly.
Because they're good people.
Listen, if you get fucking kidnapped,
they just know, if I fall in love with an Uber driver, he bit his nails off and stuck them in my drink, and it's blood magic. Just know that.
If you get kidnapped, motherfucker, I'm gonna find you and we gonna finish this podcast, bitch.
I'll be like, please, sir, I have a podcast to record.
Yeah, we already got. Listen, we almost a year in. Fuck no, I'm not finding another co-host.
Yeah, no,
I'm less kidnappable.
You're my Liam Neeson for sure.
No, I'm not breaking. No, I'm not coming to find you.
Come on.
I'm gonna tell the police and the news. I'm gonna be on the news like Sweetbread. I told her stupid ass to stop inviting these people everywhere, and she did it anyway. Well, do you know where she at? But I know she better be here on Sunday when we record.
I love a good story. That's the issue.
They'll probably send you back.
Probably. I'll have an asthma attack.
Tell me about your life. How many siblings do you have?
They'd be like, bitch, shut the fuck.
You'd be like, well, let's just talk about it. They'd be like, you know what? I don't want to kidnap you anymore. Let me just take you back.
You're a Sagittarius, aren't you?
You'd be like, you're trying to run away with me? You kidnapped me? I'm like, yeah, you would definitely enjoy that.
He kidnapped me because he loves me.
Yeah, you would think, you would definitely enjoy that. Y'all be like fucking 50 Shades of Grey or some shit. Yeah.
Oof, God willing. Speaking of crazy stories, have you watched anything good lately?
I did see I'm almost done with Clickbait on Netflix.
Oh, I've seen it but not seen it, you know what I mean?
It's okay. I did see another movie. It was stupid. I don't even want to say what it was because I can't even remember, but it was a waste of time. But I've again just been watching Miss Pat. Honestly. Okay. That shit is funny.
I started He's All That, which is the remake of She's All That. Oh. Because I wanted to see if Addison Rae was actually a good actress.
Gotcha.
Because I was on the fence. I was like, she's a TikToker who got famous off of stealing black girls' dances, so I don't have a lot of...
So why are you supporting her?
I'm not. I only watched half of it. Oh, okay. She won't get my stream.
You're only going to watch 58% of it.
Yeah. But she does... You know how some acting seems realistic and some acting seems like you're reading off of a card and you're the director of rehab.
I'm leaving that in. Jesus.
Like you're a robot. She seems very natural, like on the faker side of natural, but like she's got potential. I will give her that. So I haven't finished it, but that's what I've been up to. I have seen a lot of good things about Candyman. Have you seen any of the previews for that?
Do you even remember Candyman?
So I do, but I never watched it because it fucked me up. Like, just the idea of it.
No, I'm not watching it. Listen, millennials, Gen X, we're not watching that shit. That's gonna be for y'all, because see, y'all gonna be doing these goddamn Candyman challenges and be saying their motherfucking name in the mirror. Do you remember that
scary face lady challenge that people were sending around on Facebook years ago?
No,
it was some scary lady.
Nope.
Oh, okay, probably not.
No, listen, let me tell you. Here's the moral of the lesson about Candyman. Leave him alone. There's no reason for you to keep this man's name in your mouth. There's no reason. Don't say his name. It's real PTSD. Okay, don't fucking say that man's name. Don't.
My favorite is that it's like black people being fucking like, listen, no one's gonna summon the fucking Candyman. No black person's gonna summon the Candyman.
It's a prime example of minding your business. This man don't bother nobody. he got a hook on one hand, but then they did tell the story about him, how he got like that. And I was like, oh, I feel so bad for him. But people keep bothering him. Leave him alone.
Leave him alone.
Just don't say his name.
If you know the man has issues, leave him alone.
Leave
don't
him
say
alone.
his name.
No.
Once, maybe twice, but not 5 times.
Not 5 times in a row in a mirror in the dark. What's wrong with you? You want to die.
I don't fuck with mirrors in the dark.
No. Listen.
I saw, dude, because when I think of mirrors in the dark, for some reason I think about us. Like seeing my reflection and like seeing it move and I'm not moving. Oh,
that movie kind of freaked me out a little bit.
That movie was insane.
I was looking at everybody.
Jordan Peele is a deeply disturbed individual.
He need to sit on somebody's couch because that movie that came about it, and then the other one that he had that he was supposed to be coming out with. Not what was the name of it? It was another movie that he was supposed to be coming out with, but then the pandemic happened and he pulled it. I can't remember what it was, but anyway, yeah, it's still just.
Well, he's on the Candyman, so you know it's gonna be fucked up.
I'm not watching it. I watched Candyman as a child when I should not have watched that shit, and it scarred me for life. No, absolutely not. Not gonna do it.
That's a no from you. Mm-hmm. I started watching Gossip Girl. Did you ever watch Gossip Girl?
No. Chick flick. Bitch.
No. Gossip Girl was my shit. Was I too young to be watching it? Probably. But I literally I think it was Wednesdays it came on. I was there in it. So I've been watching the remake. It is the most, you would hate it. It's Gen Z to its core. Yeah. It's like the Gen Z-est Gen Z thing.
You know what? I did watch this movie with Jason Momoa. Is that how you say his name?
Yeah. Apple TV?
No, on Netflix. Let me see. It was what was it called? It was called
I remember seeing it, but I didn't see it.
Damn it. It was the one he just did on he has a daughter and damn it, what is it called? Sweet Girl. It's called Sweet Girl. That was actually pretty good. It was a big twist at the end. I was like, what the fuck? Whoa! That was actually really good. It's called Sweet Girl.
Speaking of Jason Momoa, sorry, last thing. Have we talked about how Channing Tatum and Zoe Kravitz are dating?
That's a cute couple.
Is that not the most unexpected but like fucking lovable couple?
I actually kind of liked him and his ex-wife together.
I did love
cute.
them, and I loved how they were in Step Up together.
Yeah.
But she seems very happy with her new mans and the baby.
Yeah.
But him and Zoe Kravitz are super fucking cute together.
That's a cute couple.
They're thotting and bopping around town.
Weren't you telling me something about that bitch ass Kendall Jenner or whatever?
Kendall is out with Kevin Booker. Out for real.
With Kevin Booker? Who the hell is that?
Is that his name? Kevin Booker?
Travis Scott.
No, you're talking about Kylie Jenner.
Who did I say? Kendall. Sorry, not Kendall. Kylie, the one that's pregnant.
Yeah, no. Surprise, Kylie's pregnant. Yeah, people have confirmed. There are fucking internet sleuths who were like, the last time she was, because you know how they post all the fucking time. So there's people that everyone now is like dissecting every post, and they're like, these are all old pictures. You can tell by her nail polish. She's only taking pictures above the tits.
Come on.
I'm like, let this woman. The best thing she ever did for herself was hide her fucking pregnancy that whole time.
Because they probably would have stressed out and caused her to have a miscarriage.
She wanted to go thot and bop in Houston with her baby daddy and his black ass family, which she deserved to. She wanted to hide in Calabasas in the hills and do all. And you deserve to when you're pregnant. Do what the fuck you want.
Too much exposure. Don't have no filter. This is why. This is exactly why celebrities hide their pregnancies, because y'all will drive these people into miscarriages.
It's literally stressful as fuck. I couldn't imagine. And like you gain weight and everyone has something to say about it, or what kind of mom you're gonna be, or your baby daddy and all that shit.
You can't even carry life. That's why I love like Cardi B and the way she is so very open with her pregnancies, and she's just like, listen, fuck y'all, I'm done. Like I'm not gonna put on no makeup.
She's from New York.
Very true. So you expect it out of her.
Love that for her.
But yeah, I love the realness. But yeah, anything else that we need to talk about before we go?
The only thing I'll say rehab corner wise is there's nothing I love about my job more than having to wipe someone's ass as there's corn-filled shit leaving their butthole.
Okay.
So that's my favorite part of my job, everyone. I know you were wondering, and I love it even more when you save your shit until I come in, because you don't want to get up with therapy, and you think if you shit the bed that I won't get your ass up to a chair.
Yeah,
I will.
You're gonna get your shitty ass up to a chair, and then we're gonna make you stand and then get you cleaned up.
Yeah, I'm not rolling you back and forth, motherfucker. No. You're standing so I can wipe your ass.
Nope, and you're gonna sit right in that shit.
And I'm using the cold wipes because you pissed me off.
Exactly. She wouldn't do that.
I wouldn't do that. No. I'll still use warm wipes, but.
All right. Well, any messages for the people for this week?
No, I want everyone to have a good week. Not better than mine, but still good.
This is what I have to deal with, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus.
You deserve it, everyone. Go out there.
I sound like a man today. I don't know why.
Jesus.
I mean, good morning to you. Good God Almighty, my register is whoo. Anyway,
I like it. Speaks to my soul.
No, I'm trying to get a husband.
You sound like Barry Manilow.
Manilow or Barry White? That was your 58% coming out. Barry Manilow?
Oh my Barrys.
God, I cannot. There's only one Barry White. My first. My last,
my everything.
Doom, 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 doom. All right, y'all. Have a great week. We'll see y'all next time. Do I? You know we played that in the band in high school.
Can I just tell you when you talk about band in high school, I just see like.
I did not play the flute. I was down here.
I'm sorry. Sorry, replay.
This is me down here. Clarinet.
Do you still have a clarinet?
I do. It's still it's at my mom's house, my mom and dad's house.
I would love for you to play it.
No, I stole it from high school because I was in the band at family. I wasn't in the band. I was going out for the band. There's a difference. I did not cross. Anyway, so yeah,
there's a difference. She quit.
I quit. I was like, fuck y'all. I'm gonna go get
drunk with my friends.
Hell yeah, I sure did, and I don't regret it. But yeah. That was it.
So funny.
I was an amazing.
I need a picture. Can we post a picture of you playing clarinet?
Yeah, you can. I think I still do have a picture.
I played the handbells in 8th grade. That was all I got.
Not even the recorder? Wow.
No, at church I played the handbells.
Oh yeah, you
the
were
big fat ones.
Church. Yeah. Oh Jesus. All right, y'all. We keep trying to end this podcast.
Okay, yeah. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye. It's gonna take me forever to edit.
Well, oh shit, I forget I can't do it. Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.